Hello everybody! Welcome to my very first tutorial, and I would like to present you this bracelet, which is very special to me because this is my very first original design that I have just created, and I'm very excited to present it to you and to show you how I made it. For this bracelet you will need two contrasting colors of limited edition bands, and also you will need central bands that should be as flexible as possible. So I start with the K band over the central band, which is metallic silver for me. Then I use first color, I pull it through the K band, then I need to reattach the K band, flip this end of the pink over the tip of the hook and close it off like so. Now I just pinch it, turn it around and do the very same thing from the other side. I take my second color, I put it through the center, I reattach the metallic center bands, flip this end over the tip of the hook and reattach. So you should have something like this. And this is pretty much all you are going to do, because this bracelet is the easiest from the easier bracelets ever. You just need to pinch it, turn it around and use your pink again. You pull it through the first pink, then through the center, reattach the center, flip it over the tip of the hook and then close it off like this. Now you pinch it again and turn it around. I take the blue, I pull it through the first blue, then through the center, then I bring the center back on my hook, flip it over and reattach like so. So now we are in the middle of the first sequence, because we have already added 2 blue and 2 pink border bands to the central band, and we need to put 8 in total on the central band. So now we need to put 2 more pink and 2 more blue on it. So I'm going to turn it around. Take another pink, pull it through the first 2 pinks, through the center, pull this a little bit, reattach the center, flip it over the tip of the hook and reattach the border bands. Then I need to pull it so that all these little, I call them ribs, lay on top of each other. So pinch it, reattach another blue, pull it through the center, reattach, flip it over and close it off. So now I have 3 blue and 3 pink border bands, so I need to add one more of each color. So I just turn it over and continue. I take my last pink, pull it through like so, flip it over and reattach the 2 border bands, and the last one, the 8th one of the first sequence, is going to be blue. So I take my last blue, pull it through the first 2 blue, then through the center, reattach the center, flip it over like this and close it off. So this is the entire sequence. We have the central band and we have 4 and 4 of the border bands laying on the central band. And now this is the moment when we need to make an extension to this central band. So what I'm going to do is I just remove the border bands and I pull one more of the silver metallic through these 2. I pull it like this and reattach, and then I reattach the border bands. So we can continue adding the border bands on the center, because the center is long enough again. So I will just continue. I take another pink, pull it through the pink and through the center, reattach the center, flip this band over and close it off. Now when you start with the new center band, it is always a little bit loose. Just be patient, it will get pretty straight and pretty tight after you have added all 8 bands on the center band. So now just pinch it very well, turn it around, and let's continue with the blue one. So again the same, when we pull it through the center, we reattach it, we flip this over and reattach the border like this. Always try to pull these ribs down so that they lay on each other tight. So I'm going to continue, and once I have added all 8 bands of this sequence, I will be back to you again. So I have finished the 2 first sequences. Here you can see the first sequence, 8 ribs, 4 blue and 4 pink, and here is the second sequence, laying on the second central band. Here I have just added the central band for the third sequence. What I want to show you is this little gap here in between the 2 sequences. This is where we added the second central band, and this is the place that will never disappear completely. It will always be a little gap over there. So if you want to hide it, you need just to pull this down and push it and wiggle it like this, so that these little ribs are distributed evenly on the central band, more evenly. Even though this little gap will always stay there, you can hide it, just like this. And you can continue until you reach the desired length, and then I will be back to you to show you how to close this bracelet off. So now it is up to you. You can either put a C-clip over here, just put all these bands together and place their C-clip, or you can try to do something that I personally prefer, and it is placing a bead over here, because the bead will bring all these bands together and hold them tight, and it will also enable to place the C-clip in a tight and very clean way. So to bring all these bands together, I'm going to do this. I remove my hook and I start from the pink, because pink is the color which continues here. So I put my hook inside this band and pull this over like this. I pull it down, then I remove my hook and do the same from the other side with the blue. And then again. And again for the last time. So this way I put all my bands together in a nice and clean way, and here I still can put or add the bead I wanted. So I take my bead, put it on the needle, then I pinch it tight, remove my hook, and pull the bead on the center band like this. So the bead locks all this over here, so it doesn't get dismantled. I remove my needle, and the last thing I need to put over there is my C-clip. Here. I take the C-clip and attach it over here. Like this. So now we have this end done. Now we need to decide what we are going to do with the beginning of the bracelet, and as we have a close look at it, we can see it's quite similar, so we don't need to think of anything difficult. We just pull these central bands, take the bead, pinch this, remove the hook, and pull the bead on these bands. Remove the needle, and now we can attach the beginning of the bracelet to the C-clip. Like this. I stretch it and put the C-clip over there. Done. So I would like to thank you very much for your patience with my English and with my clumsy instructions. I hope you understood the way I made this bracelet, and I will be very happy if you like the design, if you make your own renditions. If you ever find it interesting enough to remake them, I would really like to see your renditions. Please tag me. So thank you once again, and goodbye.